Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride. What's up, good people? I think this is the first time we've done the show in several years where there's nobody in the chat room during the intro. Makes
That
me
is
wonder
true.
if it's working right again.
I see 5 people though, but the 2 is probably us. Oh, there's Linda. And happy Halloween, blessed Samhain to those who are on the East Coast because it's Halloween for you.
For me, it is.
Not for me yet.
Suppose I'll need to do some special witch doctor potion tonight.
Yeah. Do you have your venom of the snake and
Yeah.
dong of the rat?
Eye of Newt.
There was some show the other day where a guy actually had a bone in his hat. That was some sort of animal's dick.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Like he goes, why? Like it was some sort of special animal. He was like the pimp daddy of like the raccoons or whatever it was. But he actually stuck it in his like fedora like a feather. Oh, there's Jason in his cap.
What I miss?
Not a whole lot.
I'm like, how come I can't see it?
Rob's a witch doctor and he's gonna put a spell on us.
It depends on how long my internet'll stay up for.
Yeah. What did we just say? What did we just go through talking
Why
about?
did even mention it? I don't know. I'm just
Completely
gonna see.
undid everything I just fixed
No,
Yeah.
no.
with the universe.
The universe. It's working
It means that it's going to work just fine, and nobody's going to have any problems. So mote it be.
I have.
Because your throat bleeding. Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, yeah. It's rough. The sinus drainage at night's been like killing me.
And you still been taking like the Mucinex and tea? You're drinking
I
tea
didn't
now.
take any Mucinex today. I'm trying to give my stomach a break.
You
Take that
have
stuff.
to though, because you don't want it to be in your chest. It's the one
I
that
know.
kind of controls the cough. Because when it does, you're having
it's
to
that
walk
one.
pneumonia and everything going on.
I
You
know.
don't want it to collect in your chest. The Mucinex is the best.
I'll be taking it tomorrow for sure because I'll be outside
Please,
a lot for trick or
please,
treat.
please.
I just needed a
And
break
lots
from
of
it.
hot
And,
stuff so you can just get it out.
yeah,
Because I don't want you getting no lung infection.
I know. Lots of hot tea. That's what I've been doing.
Hot tea with whiskey in it.
No whiskey.
Whiskey and honey,
Jason-
man. That does the trick.
Jason, actually, whiskey is one of the few hard liquors I can drink without much of a problem, but I don't drink. So
Yeah,
Ugh.
me either. But when I do,
yes, I am. I'm on a staycation right now, but I still have to get up at 6 in the morning for my kids. 6:30 at the latest. So I'll probably be out here by midnight. Because I got a long day. And then tomorrow night, for a little bit of time, because Josh Turner wants me to go on Paranormal Roundtable, but I just found out the kids are going to be off Friday. So Friday I get to sleep in. But it's not just that. The kids are off, so they want to stay up and watch movies and stuff. So I got to figure out what time Josh is going live. I might make a cameo appearance, talk a little bit, and then I want to get off and spend time with the boys. I didn't know they were going to have Friday off until today.
They going trick or treating tomorrow.
Yeah. Liam's going as a soldier. Plus, I got to get up early tomorrow because I got to get them all early.
Liam's a soldier.
They got to get their costumes. Yeah. I got to get them all set up in their costumes. So it's got to be earlier tomorrow morning because they got to wear their costumes to school.
Wow.
They still let them do like the little parades and stuff at the school. Like, do they get to wear their costumes and like parade around, or?
I have no idea, honestly. I've never seen anything from there. Their old school did.
At least they let them wear it.
Yeah.
Heather wants to know if I have an anaconda in my collection.
Oh, that you're in your pants.
Yeah, that's what I was. No.
Junk in the trunk. No anacondas here. No anacondas, no reticulated pythons. No nothing that gets big. Just some ball pythons and some corn snakes. Save the anacondas for Jason's house.
No.
He said he wanted one for Christmas.
No.
It's really bad.
Ugh.
And he wants it given to him when he's flying on an airplane as
UFO flies by.
Delivered by.
Damn it. One stupid thing. I did bring some tissue down here. So
all your kryptonite.
Yeah, no anacondas. I got rid of all my big snakes. Too much.
Because you don't want some. Your anaconda don't want none if you ain't got buns, hon.
Yep. Yeah. Another.
You didn't let it spit, did you, Jason?
Huh? I missed it. I was blowing my nose.
I said you didn't know I could spit, did you?
Oh, you spit. Oh, like rap?
Mm-hmm.
White boy here. You can rap. Wow, that's really nifty.
Golly gee.
Golly gee. You really can bust a rhyme. I cannot rap worth a damn unless I am drunk. That's about the only time I did rap was at old band I was in. We would do hits from the bong, Cypress Hill, and I'd get up there and do a real bad rap version of it, white boy
There you
version.
go.
And then if it was karaoke and I was drunk when I was young, I used to get up and like do, whatever, a rap or not. And I suck at rap, and I would do it anyways because I was drunk. Don't drink anymore, so I don't rap anymore.
Cops.
I used to do Michael Jackson impression too and moonwalk and do all that if I was drunk enough. Michael Jackson song come on, I'm like, hee, come on.
Oh, I would pay to see it.
My wife's like, no, that means he's drunk.
Like, that's it, I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna do it.
Now my kids think I'm a party pooper because we go to a wedding or whatever, I'm like, ready to go
Blame
home.
it on you.
Ready to go home yet?
Yeah, the good old drinking days.
I can't handle it, man. I'd feel like so much garbage the next day. I just don't do it.
Plus, sometimes I feel like garbage while I'm doing it.
Yeah, that too. Honestly,
My
might feel good for a minute. Might be like a minute or two where I feel like, ooh, yeah, and then 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, make it end.
I can take shots of. Oh no, my eyelash! There it went. It's only stuck on with honey.
What is that? Oh my god! What is that noise?
Honey lashes.
I can take shots of, and then I go through that euphoric. Oh, I love everything stage.
Is it creepy music time in the background?
Yeah, but something crazy happened. I didn't have eyelash adhesive, so I found a recipe on how to make some.
Sounds like an ER call waiting to happen, Jamie. I hope you're all right.
I didn't use silicone. I thought about it, but you can't put it under your eyes. It's honey, sugar, and you boil it in water. I thought about it, but I didn't think about the silicone. I thought about the caulking.
Yeah, no.
Gonna wake up in the middle of the night and your cat's gonna be like licking your eyes.
When I was told as a youngster I could not color my hair until I was of a certain age, I think it was 16, I couldn't crunch berry red my hair. Well, I realized that unsweetened Kool-Aid, cherry Kool-Aid, would stain your hair. So I would get my friends, we'd put a whole bunch of packets of Kool-Aid in the sink, make a really thick paste, stain our hair in it. My mom, they'd say something, but I'm like, I didn't dye my hair. You did not say I couldn't stain it with Kool-Aid.
You need to blame the Kool-Aid man, and then he busts through the wall.
Yeah.
So I looked like a crunch berry, but one time I fell asleep with the concoction in my hair. When you wake up, it's really stiff, even though there's not sugar. But her cat was like laying next to me, licking my hair.
That organ music, man, is getting kind of loud.
I know, and it's like barely on, and it just keeps getting louder and louder.
She said.
About the
You're the one that said concoction. All right, let's see here.
We've missed you too, Barry. Oh, thank you so much.
Boom.
Boom. They gave us 5 out of 10 at least, but they do give the names of the other ones. So you could look it up later if you're interested in any of these spots or if they're nearby you. America's 10 scariest roads revealed, and you won't want to drive down them alone at night in the dark.
In the dark.
In the dark at night.
Roll up the windows, Russ. Roll up the windows. Roll up the windows. Roll them up.
Stick to the moors. Stay off the moors. Stick to the road.
I'm always like at night, honestly, I swear to God, when I'm driving, especially if I'm on the freeway or like 2-lane roads where there's like a levee on the other side of water, I'm always telling myself, okay, if you look up at the rear of your mirror and something jumps up and goes, ah, or does something crazy, don't freak out and swerve to the right, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I know this stuff can get in your cars. I know this stuff can get in your cars. When we covered the guy with the truck driver on the Best of Ghost. Remember talking about that with the picture of the cab. But my own experience, there's this place we called Gravity Hill. Now, it's a hill that you supposedly your car gets pushed up over the hill, all the way to the tracks. We have a teddy bear hill like that. Yeah, it's urban legend. Or you can get fingerprints on the back of the cars. I did this, but I showed it's your powder and all that. The fingerprints you got. It comes from your fingerprints. I did have a really weird print though that on my car. Maybe it's a Topa. I don't know. But weird things, maybe because every these kids would go out there to this road, County Line Road. They go out there, weird scene. We saw these lights out in the field. It was really weird. And then we were driving, and we're going to do the whole Gravity Hill thing. There's 4 of us in the car, and there's 3 of us witnessed it, me mainly because I was the one being attacked. This bluish glowing hand came through the car window, like to my chest. The driver saw it. My friend Zach saw it. And my friend Chris did not, who's the biggest skeptic a-hole. Why couldn't he have seen it? But the driver, Megan, he was right behind me. So he didn't see it. It came in through the window right in front of me. Megan saw it and swerved. And she's like, that's it, I'm done. We're done. We're done. And we're leaving, because it was just weird that night. And that weird bluish glowing hand, What that was, I couldn't tell you.
One of our places...
She didn't go back.
Yeah. Actually in between 2 power plants, like one of our hills out here, where the hill goes down, they call it Teddy Bear Tree, but there's power lines on both sides, and I'm pretty sure that has something to do with why it rolls the way it does. And so electricity could do something where it would almost look like maybe something like that, but you didn't have
this. Looked like a blue translucent glowing hand came in through the window, went like this to me. I just was like, oh my god, what is that? And that was it. I didn't feel anything. Just saw it. I didn't even feel anything. I just saw it. She saw it, and Zach saw it.
And it made her jerk the car, swerve.
Yeah, she just started speeding up, going way too fast. I'm like, you need to slow down. She's like, oh no, not when you see that. No, we're out of here. She was done.
Well, it just starts out more like Creepy Hollow. Driving at night is frightening enough on its own, but there's some scary streets that motorists definitely avoid after dark. Ahead of Halloween, a Florida car dealership ranked the scariest streets in America, finding that ahead of Halloween, a Florida car dealership ranked the scariest streets in America, finding that a notorious New York road topped the list. An AI written article. The spine-tingling roundup was compiled by the Volkswagen dealership in Delray Beach, which surveyed 3,000 drivers about which roads they're most likely to avoid when the sun goes down. They then compiled them into a list of the nation's 140 most petrifying stretches of pavement. Scariness in this context wasn't defined by the probability of an accident, but rather said streets associated with association with haunted tales, spooky apparitions, and other paranormal phenomena. So number 1 is Sleepy Hollow, New York. You might get your kicks on Route 66, but you'll get a chill down your spine on Route 9. This stretch was voted the scariest road in America because it takes motorists through Sleepy Hollow, the clumping grounds of the Headless Horseman from Washington Irving's 1820 story Legend of Sleepy Hollow. According to the legend, this phantom cavalryman is the ghost of Hussein, who got decapitated during the Revolutionary War and now haunts the Hudson Valley hamlet. Come on the scream season, rumors of the horseman surge as people swear they can hear the Bean Barrett ranting thundering down the path in search for his lost head. Far more frightening is Route 9 itself, which has been dubbed the Hudson Valley's Autobahn due to the bunch of motorists who drive like they don't have a head.
Well, it's Hudson Valley, man. I mean, like, you got it's a paranormal playground.
Per year. Yeah, they say it's like 460 crashes per year.
Hudson Valley's UFOs, Bigfoot, and ghosts. I mean, everything.
It's just a hot spot.
Here we got I-4 on, like, heading over to Tampa, Orlando, and you go through the dead zone. And for some reason, every single time I've been on that road, there's been a horrific car crash right in that area.
Do you know what car dealership they were talking about, though, at the beginning of the article?
Not offhand. Where did it say? Delray Beach or somewhere? It's like South
Delray. So number 2 is the Old Ghost Road in Georgia. Elm Street doesn't compare to Old Ghost Road, a petrifying peach state pathway that has become notorious for sightings of shadowy figures that vanish when approached and strange lights flickering among the trees, per the Spooky Streets list. This road is steeped in stories of wandering spirits and inexplicable occurrences. The dealership's riders declare. Passing through this quiet, eerie landscape, drivers often report an overwhelming sense of being watched. And then they have the Apache Trail, the Superstition Mountains, number 3, winds through Arizona's Superstition Mountains as a goldmine for ghost hunters due to so-called sightings of spectral prospectors and shadowy forms that seem to emerge from the desert itself. The region was notably featured on the Travel Channel Ghost Adventures and is the subject of ghost tours through the Goldfield Ghost Town, a reconstructed 1980s Wild West town in Apache Junction, Arizona. The Apache had a special name for the Superstition Mountains, said Matt Mason of Ghost Tour Company. They believe this was the literal portal to hell. According to Apache lore, these Superstition Mountains were protected by a thunder god who would unleash their wrath on anyone who dared to trespass or dared to disturb the sacred mountain. And then number 4 is the Haunted Highway 359 in Louisiana. If there was a real highway to hell from the AC/DC song, would probably be the Haunted Highway 359, an eerie freeway that traverses the bayous of the Cajun state. Drivers had reported spotting a young woman in a vintage dress slightly pointing towards the woods as if trying to convey a message. We, the witness and her mother-in-law, were driving home from the casino one night when we saw something dark blocking the road about the size of a trash can, said one anonymous witness who has lived by the highway for 30 years. It was too late to switch lanes or swerve away, so we braced for impact because we were just certain we're going to hit it, but we just passed right through it. They added, afterward, we both looked at each other. So what was that? And then the last one they put down is Bayou Sail Road in Franklin, Louisiana. Following close behind is Louisiana's Bayou Sail Road, an atmospheric street that's allegedly haunted by the tragic story of a mother searching for her lost child. Drivers had reported seeing ghostly apparitions emerging from the swamp and eerie fog rolling across the road, obstructing their path. The survey reads, the dense vegetation and isolation of the area make this stretch of road particularly haunting. And so after that, they list 6 being State Road 14, Turquoise Trail in New Mexico. 7 is Stony Hollow Road, Burlington, Iowa. Number 8 is Croissant Creek Road in Salem, Oregon. Number 9 is Highway 90 in Gautier, Mississippi. And number 10 is Highway 93 in Arizona. So if any of you guys live near any of these places and happen to go down for a ride and catch something cool.
The other one I was to say is Primrose Road out here in South Bend, Indiana. That's where I think the other night I was talking about that when we had seen the apparition form in the mist they were talking about in that one person's account was like that. A mist came through and it formed into a person right in front of like 8 or 10 of us.
That's why I was wishing Rob was on that show. That's the one I was saying, Rob, that was going to be so perfect for the story about you with Heather and I forgot his name. Steve.
Yeah.
I think there was Steve, and you guys seen that creature, and your story would have went perfect with what they're talking about from the way
when
it
I had
acted.
the cryptid guy on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it looked like, I mean, we're in kind of a sketchy part of town, and it's dark, and we're in an old graveyard, and I see this thing walking towards us at a pretty good clip, and it was like 7 feet tall, and I'm thinking, here comes monster meth man.
Right. Shaquille O'Neal's in the graveyard with meth.
Yeah,
you better run. He's
exactly.
big
And yeah, it was weird. I mean, I saw it, and the 2 other girls that were next to me saw it, and because I was like messing with the ghost box, and I'm like, why are they like so quiet all of a sudden? And right about that time, I look up, and they're just like staring at this thing, and I hit it. I had flashlight wherever it is, super bright flashlight that I have sitting here somewhere. Can't see it. Need a flashlight to find it. But yeah, I hit it with that and gone. But the second time we saw it, I hit it with the flashlight again, and it took off sideways, and it was something, not just my imagination. It was something because it made the bushes move.
Right. There's physicality to it.
Yeah. And it was, it was, we all 3 kind of left there, like kind of quiet. Like we got back in the car and we're like, did we all just really see that? It was weird. Yeah. It was like, could it have been a dog man? Could it have been, who knows? Cryptid? I don't know what the hell it was.
I mean, the shadow person I saw, when we first encountered it, it was over 7 feet tall when I first saw it. It was tall.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing was like really tall. And it was weird in that graveyard because for the longest time, I mean, I've been to that graveyard hundreds of times, but for some reason, going in it at that time, if I went over on the right side of that graveyard, I would like physically like get sick. It was weird. Something in there did not like me. And I was trying to figure out you know, how did I piss these people off or this thing or whatever? Because, you know, we'd always go there and like clean the place up and pick up trash and branches.
Not thinking it's a human spirit, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
he liked
whatever
the
it was.
dark, cruddy decor of the old way it was before you guys cleaned it up. That's what pissed him off.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I've always find it interesting that Dogman, or for Dogman, I know you didn't confirm that it was a Dogman, but that the sightings happen a lot in graveyards, because Anubis and that whole mythology, and Cerberus, all the guardians to the underworld.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a trip. And the way I got rid of whatever was following me was I went down there and just had a very stern talk with them. You kind of feel weird just sitting there talking to something you can't see. But it worked.
I think when you show your authority, respect my authority. But no,
Yeah.
like seriously, when you show like I don't give into fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, never. Never give in to fear.
Yeah. I just had to draw some
Even
boundaries.
if you feel scared.
Said, hey, I apologize if I pissed you off, but dude, you gotta leave me alone.
Appeared to be
Oh, that was after the whole graveyard thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
12-foot
I was half
angel.
listening because I was going through this stuff.
I saw Craig's comment. Seeing what appeared to be a 12-foot angel that was kind of an angel years ago. Well, it was either kind of an angel or was an angel. It kind of looked like an angel. It had wings. That's the description I want to know. That's the main premise.
Did it trip you out?
12 foot is big.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was on your show or this one when I mentioned like shadow people. Like, we cast a shadow, a 2D shadow. What if there's the fourth dimension, which people that we can't see, what if they're in the fourth dimension and they're walking around, do they cast a 3D shadow and that's what we see? Could that
can't
be a
comprehend
shadow?
the actual physical form?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Starts getting weird when you start talking multi-dimensions.
Yeah. I mean, and I think we're dealing with multiple things. I mean, the lore of it, you look at the lore of the jinn and the descriptions of the jinn in the Quran, it very sounds like shadow people in a sense,
Yeah.
But there's different versions of jinn, too. Some jinn try to help people.
Yeah.
Depends who you ask.
I don't recommend messing with any jinn, shadow, demon at all.
Mm-hmm.
Run for the hills.
I just don't recommend messing with things just in general. Like, if you're taught, got a rapport with them or, got something going on, is cool, but I'm not, like, into the whole, like, messing with them and trying to move things around and screw with stuff.
What, you don't want to be indwelled?
And that's why, like, it got hard sometimes. Like, I've always been an independent investigator, like, mostly because I always did it, like, since I was a kid, starting out by myself. And then I'd have friends that go do things with me, and then boyfriends, and then, like, my ex-husband, Jeff, people did these things. And then me and Jeff happened to do, like, JJ Paranormal, but I never, like, do, like, the whole team thing because I like to be independent. But I'll work with people like, the chill seekers and stuff like that because they have a similar investigation style. I've been out with certain people, I don't want to name names, that are great people, but when we go to investigate, the second they think they hear the word help, they're like throwing everything down, like, oh, go to the light, and trying to like
Yeah, you don't know
move
what you're
this thing
helping.
along and
Yeah.
do all this. And I'm like, that's not what I do. That's not what I like my name on. I don't like to be associated with people who either antagonize stuff or every single help they hear, they think that they have to like move this soul on when they don't know what they're doing, what they're binding, what they're
Where they're
attaching.
moving it to.
I might ask, how can I help you? Like, what do you need? But, I'm not going to get on
Well,
my hands and knees.
one thing I've tried to warn people over the years is I've heard many investigators go, use my energy.
But I do that.
And I know you do, and we've talked about it, but I really, especially if you're on location, really don't recommend doing that. I've seen people have bad things from making that statement because you're giving open permission for something to interact or take your energy.
But then I also know how to control it, and that's
Yeah.
why I never had a problem with it. So
But most people are going to say that don't and can get in
if
real
they're
big
not
trouble.
experienced in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on a few investigations where, you go in as a team, and when shit gets crazy, or there's, something really weird happens, or there's a real weird energy, and they freak out and think it, if it's anything evil or whatever malicious, they're out of there. And I'm like, you can't do that to people. You can't go to somebody's house to investigate it and freak out and leave leave them sitting. They gotta stay.
Yeah.
That's where they
They gotta
live.
sleep there. Oh, I know.
Exactly.
Oh,
Especially after you out.
I had a sensitive tell a homeowner that they had somebody buried in their basement. I'm like, what proof do you have of that? You have nothing. Oh my God, you can't tell somebody that. I was a brand new investigator to this group, and I'm just like I'm like, they got to sleep here tonight. You have no
Yeah.
proof of that. Maybe you want to share that with us privately, and we can talk and research, and maybe find out something. Okay, but I don't think you should just be willy-nilly saying that kind of stuff, even if you sense it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they got to go to sleep here tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just it's too much the reality TV that I don't watch, really.
Yeah.
Except to like look at locations. I like to look at.
I do. I like
That's why I
history.
was Ghost Adventures was just mainly because I wanted to see where they were going and laugh at the demons.
Demon.
Yeah.
Them in Paranormal State, man. They have a demon.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
And then it's easier when you have less people too. Like it's a lot of fun when you go like with big groups, like people you've been talking to a long time that, you guys all, everybody's built their boxes, you know what I mean? And then you finally get together and you're all in like one really cool location. So like the energy is really high anyway and good. And you still get some good stuff, but stuff moves and is different when there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not the
like when
same.
you're by yourself, every little noise, who did what. Like that's why Jeff will just stick me in like a basement and leave.
Yeah, I mean, I've done. That's why I've never gotten too into the big like haunted location tour things because I've done a few of them, and there's just I know I'm not gonna get much. It's what I tell homeowners that have stuff going on. I tell them to throw a party, have your best friends over to like christen the house. Especially if it's a new place for them. Christen the house with a party, have good times, bring in good vibes. It'll probably lessen the activity for a while, at least until we can figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, because it does affect. Because I bring in too many investigators, and none of us are really scared. We're all excited to be doing it, and that energy comes in, and people are like, "Well, it was crazy the night before," But our energy brings it in and changes things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you go on group investigations and it's just too damn noisy. You can't do EVPs because there's always somebody talking and or walking
If
around.
you get a whisper, you don't have to question it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst, when you have too many people and you just have to throw out stuff because you really just can't control it or know if it's an actual EVP.
Yeah.
And that's where sometimes just the whole the whole journey of the whole thing was more fun than actually. I never plan on being serious on those type of things. Like when I did the USS Hornet Nick Groff thing, I wasn't, even though I did get really crazy stuff,
Right.
I
But it'd be
wasn't
fun.
expecting it. It was more like, okay, this is just going to be a cool experience that
Yeah.
maybe something cool might happen.
Yeah, I would
But
go.
it was more for the experience.
Yeah.
I'd go that because it's a big ship, and I love big ships. I don't care how many
Oh
people
my
are going,
God,
how
you
much
would
I'm not going to get anything.
love it. Because there's
Oh, I
also
know.
a museum on it. A whole museum
Oh, yeah.
with space
I'd be all into
pods.
it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care about ghost hunting. I'd be pretty much having the run of the
Oh,
ship
and
for
at night,
history.
you get to walk through the museum in the dark
Oh,
with
yeah.
all
I
these
would've been
old
totally into
ass
it.
warplanes and stuff. Oh my God.
I want to see the Queen Mary. I mean, I love. I'm scared of water and drowning, but I love
I
big
was
ships.
there forever.
Yeah.
I've never got to actually investigate it. I've gone on tours and stuff, but I wasn't, when I went, I didn't investigate. Now I want to go investigate.
It's funny
Say
you
it.
mentioned that Queen Mary. I was getting some comments on a video from Liam Lynch. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a musician, but he was also like a producer. He's done all kinds of stuff for MTV and different bands and whatnot. But yeah, he's a musician as well. And him and his girlfriend, he made a music video, one of his on the Queen Mary, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I was using my iPhone for a video camera, but we were on the Queen Mary, and he's like, I'm fully clothed. Both of us are fully clothed. It was a pretty chilly night. And he's like, I was wearing, a shirt, jeans, boots, the whole 9 yards, plus a big, heavy leather jacket. And he's like, we were filming, getting filmed for this video. We're walking down the corridor of the Queen Mary, and something lit into me and scratched my back. Like it felt like, he got raked across the back by something. And he took his jacket off and pulled his shirt up, and sure enough, he's got big scratch marks on him.
Yeah, some didn't like him shooting a music video there. They didn't like the music, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn that rock. Is this rock and roll?
Yep.
I saw his comment about the Lutz family. I am always going to be up in the air about that whole Amityville horror thing.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I mean, I listened to the Lutz interviews with Art Bell. I listened to a lot of interviews on that, and their stories seem so incredible. There's a lot of problems with it.
Yeah. Is it your turn, Rob?
Yeah.
She says, I'm glad I'm not high listening to this. But you should.
People once hid shoes in walls to ward off evil spirits.
Interesting.
I've heard that before.
I haven't.
An intriguing superstition which dates back hundreds of years was practiced across the UK until the 1900s, driven by fear of the supernatural and in particular evil spirits returning from the dead to haunt the living. People were pretty freaked out about that kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
The practice of sewing shoes in various shapes and sizes being placed in the wall cavities either by superstitious homeowners or by builders during the constructional process. Now a catalog of some 3,000 cases of concealed shoes is due to be digitalized and made available online thanks to a collaboration between Northampton Museum and the University of Hertfordshire. The index includes shoes dating back centuries, with the oldest recorded sample being found behind the choir stalls in Winchester Cathedral, which were installed back in 1308. Dang. According to Sari Holbrook, one of the reasons that it's important to make the index more readily available was due to the important role shoes have played in folklore customs throughout the ages. There's so many legends and fairy tales with shoes at their center, she said. Cinderella is just the most obvious, but so many folk customs involve footwear. So, yeah. I've been in an old house and like it was in varying stages of decay. And I've seen shoes in a wall and I figured, well, that's just like somebody must have put them there. It never occurred to me at that time that they could have been put there for a reason.
Well, why else would they be there? You just got stuck in the wall.
Yeah. I like the one, the meme you see every once in a while, you know, when you're like somebody's, you know, doing some construction work at their house and they get one of those, you know, old Halloween skeletons.
Yeah, that's the greatest.
Put it in the wall for like someday somebody finds it.
Like mummify it. But like, why the shoes? What does the shoe do? Because it smells, or like it's a personal item? Like what? Why the shoe?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look that up. Why were shoes used to ward off evil? Like who started thinking, put the shoe in the wall?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, like the article is saying, shoes, footwear has over the ages has been, you know, I mean, you got Cinderella with the golden, the crystal slipper. Yeah, what's her name? The Wizard of Oz.
The ruby slippers were actually silver, not gold. I mean, not ruby. The book, they were silver, and it represented the silver, whatever, the gold, the exchange or whatever. The yellow brick road was for the gold exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, grave bells. Yeah, but then you hear all this, you know, see all those stories about, you know, people being buried with sickles across their neck or stones piled on top of them. You didn't want them coming back, or, you know, the vampire coming back to life.
But a shoe, and different types of shoes. I'm very curious about this. Someone says, then there's a guy who sneaks in and smells shoes. He's like smelling your walls. Like a bloodhound. Do we have any shoes in our walls that we should be aware of? Like get the foot sniffer dude to come in and
foot sniffer.
The dude that would go into his neighbor's house to sniff their shoes. Yeah,
the one that got me was the guy in the nursing home that was sucking toes.
Sucking toes.
That's just wrong on so many levels.
It's just messed up. I mean, like, what's wrong with you? I mean, literally, how did you get to this point?
How did you get to this point?
How did you get to this point? Like, and can you imagine waking up and you're looking down and there's like somebody sucking on your toes? Like me, I would do the cross kick and kick him up in the face.
And you said it was a nursing home, right? Was it?
Yeah.
A nursing home?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
does he
old
take
people's
off the little
toes.
sock
Old
with
toes.
like the socks that have the little slipper non-stick bottoms? He's
Yeah.
like pulling the little booties off, and he's like, "What I got? There's some nice old wrinkly toes."
All right.
I mean, I get the fetish, like if it's your girlfriend or whatever,
You do?
you know. I mean, I can understand it, but like, you know, like
I can't.
old funky
I don't like
toes in a nursing
I
don't
home.
like
hate
feet.
feet. I hate feet.
Yeah, I'm not into.
Hate
I wouldn't suck no one's
feet.
toes.
I won't get my feet touched by nobody. If somebody
I don't. Yeah,
grabs
I don't
me
want
by
somebody
the
sucking on
toe,
my toes. I ain't sucking on theirs, man.
no,
Well, you just got
no.
AI algorithm on YouTube going suck what
What are they talking about? Yep.
No sucky toes. You will get a black kicked in nose. So gross. I can't even stand watching people toe sucker. I can't even stand watching people like stomp on wine. Like I hate anything to do with feet. There's been guys that people thought were like the hottest guy in the world. He's a guy I worked for at a certain place. His name was a type of coffee. And it was Folger. And he was like, all these girls thought he was so handsome, worked at this mortgage company, and he shared a cubicle with me, like on the other side. So we had a little window we could see each other, and then the bottom part where you could see feet. And all these girls just loved him, and Folger, Folger, Folger. So, you know, he wasn't that bad to look at. But one day he comes in and he had on like these children-like leather sandals that look like they've been wet, and like just you could tell they smell. And I could see his toes. So I'm looking down and all I see are Folger's toes sticking out underneath my thing. And I'm like, oh my God, that just did it. Once that happens, I am turned off for life. All I will ever think about is your toes. And those sandals.
Funky toes.
Funky toes. Or funky shoes. Like, I don't want to see weird
funky
looking
fetishes.
toes. Yeah. And when they're like doing little things with their toes, like snapping their toes together and like doing weird stuff, like
If somebody has a foot fetish, I'm sorry, you're a weirdo. Because all the people I've ever known that had foot fetishes were weirdos. And I've known two, but they were extreme perverted weirdos that were open about their foot fetish. Like one guy, he drove around this electrical van and he would go to either the drive-in, like a hot dog place. Of course, all the cute girls give you your food and take pictures of their feet as they walk by, like sneak pictures, or go down to the beach where a lot of them are wearing open shoes, no shoes or whatever, and take pictures, like snap pictures of girls' feet. Married man too, at the time. The guy was a creep. he after around found out when he touched my wife's butt once.
oh, so it wasn't just feet.
Yeah, no, I mean he was a pervert, but like that was his foot fetish. You tell this poor guy that ended up like being a journeyman with him, whatever, like how he wanted to, have feet do whatever to what. He's like, dude, I want to hear this to go. Mm-mm.
That's in the Karma Sutra.
Remember that story? I
Like a
told
volcano
you
with the feet.
that Jen told me.
That who?
Remember the story I told you that Jen told me?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And she had to just look at the wall.
Yeah. I had a friend though that like every girl that he dated, I still know.
Wait, I think I mixed that up with another one.
No, that was the right one.
And he's like, "Don't turn around and look at me. Just look at the wall."
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend would
That's online dating.
he would always judge girls by like, he told me one time, he's like, yeah, I kind of like her. She's got really nice ankles. I was like,
Yeah, any
What?
guy says I like, okay,
What?
where's the skin face in your house, right? You got a head in a jar or something,
Skin
right?
face
Right.
lamp, the skin face
Yeah.
lamp.
It puts lotion in the basket or it gets the hose,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the kind of guy you are. I'm sorry, maybe I'm going to lose people, subscribers, unfriend me. I'm sorry. If you're into down that low on a person, you're really into ankles and feet.
Honestly, I
don't
really
know.
don't care. Like whatever floats somebody's boat, I am totally fine with. Like everybody's got their thing, everybody's got their, whatever. I'll laugh and joke about stuff, but like I really don't judge people on what their thing is because everybody has a thing. Some things are
I'm a
stranger.
sucker for eyes. I do love like beautiful eyes,
Yeah.
which can be creepy, like your eyes. That can be a creepy
Yeah.
one. I'll admit it.
Jeepers creepers.
People say
Yeah.
they're like barely young or they want to
But I
have,
like a baby got
noodles.
back. That's as low as I get. I like the baby got back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
it was
big
just
butts,
like-
I can't not deny. There's my rap. I can't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
that's your rap.
Down, mic drop.
Yeah.
Just my sender cards whenever.
Yeah, we were just like, me and my friend were just talking one day, and he, I'm like, so how's it going with what's her name? Oh yeah, I like her. I think gonna go out again. She's got really nice ankles, and I was just like, he kept talking, and my brain kind of stuck there for a minute. I was like, what did you just say?
He did say
Instead of
ankles,
a
right?
whole human being, it's the ankles that does it for you.
Yeah. Wow, it's got
Like
really
George Costanza, I like a nice cheek, a nice rosy cheek.
nice. I like her
Yeah.
ankles.
Imagine Seinfeld
Yeah,
now with like
I'm an
online
ice
dating.
person.
It'd be a whole new season.
Oh my god.
Online dating George
Yeah.
Costanza.
Oh jeez.
Buffalo Bill of Feet, exactly.
Now most serial killers aren't even that weird, right? Regular people have managed to. Let's see what
Well, it's
else
not as-
weird. Good
Not as
Halloween.
weird as last week's story about the live cockroach in the guy's small intestine.
What? I didn't get to hear.
And
didn't
you
hear
missed
that
the one where I had the large
Oh, that's
phallic
That's
penis
horrible.
statue.
Yeah.
What? No, but
That's
the
when you-
cockroach in a guy's
you want.
intestine. Well,
Yeah, he
that's-
was
that's-
having.
That's
he
the
was-
crap of nightmares, man.
Yeah, he was having some stomach issues and went in, and yeah, they removed a live cockroach from his small
Well,
intestine.
that's why I stopped drinking. You talk about Folgers, man. It made me think of coffee, right? I'm not drinking coffee tonight, but we stopped getting like Folgers or Maxwell's or pre-ground coffee because
Because of the
documentary about
stuff.
cockroaches, eggs, and mold, and all the other stuff that's like in those facilities. I'm like, nope, we're grinding them now. We're grinding beans. I got to still have my coffee, so I'm grinding those beans now.
Yeah, like you don't want to know about peanut butter or ground coffee, like for real.
Yeah, like I was saying, I have a friend that works in a lab that tests all that kind of stuff, and I was asking her about her job one day, and she was like, "Yeah, you don't want to know what's in coffee or peanuts." Like, okay.
Well, I have some kind of good news here that's cool. Well, everybody else, and it could be a part of wanting to bring Satanism to the world. Whatever the reason, it's cool. Because in the first since 1938, Des Moines, Iowa, kids will get to trick or treat on Halloween again. Des Moines, Iowa. And I believe all kids should get to do what we did as kids. Time has changed. You have to be a lot more careful about those
Yeah,
types.
doing it at night at dark time is probably not the greatest idea anymore.
Yeah,
mainly because
definitely
people
have
drive
to
looking at their
change.
phones.
Yeah.
Yes. Things have to be changed, but the spirit and the feeling of some sort of a Halloween tradition, I think kids should feel that. Because those are some of the best memory of my life are thinking about getting ready for Halloween with my family and stuff after school. Just I love it. Going door to door for candy on All Hallows Eve has long been commonplace throughout the country, but not in Des Moines, where Iowa's capital city took a different approach more than 7 decades ago in hopes of tampering down on hooliganism.
Damn
It's-
hooligans. And their
Tingling.
hooliganism.
Instead, I didn't even know that was a word. Instead,
Yeah.
Des Moines children don their costumes on Beggars Night, typically the day before Halloween. And besides screaming, trick or treat, children are expected to tell a joke before receiving a treat. So they got to work for their
Joke or treat?
kid. Yeah. Tell a joke before getting a treat.
Your mother's so fat.
Back and neck look like a pack of hot dogs.
Now give me my candy.
Shoehorn to get into the bathtub.
Uh,
This year, Beggars Night was set for Wednesday. But because of expected heavy rain and thunderstorms, officials delayed
Rain tomorrow.
trick or treating for us. I think it's Saturday. Trick or treating until Thursday, which to the rest of the country is the normal Halloween. To my knowledge, it has never been moved or canceled since it was established after Halloween in 1938, assistant manager said. However, for the safety of our residents, families, and children is always our top priority and led to the change. Oh, and only this year's Beggars Night. So what happens when I stop reading because ads pop up and stuff.
Oh, this thing here, where he says, "I truly believe the razor blade thing was a hoax. Needless too. It was just a way to keep people from giving."
No, dude, that was a
urban.
dad.
So it was an urban legend before the dad. Okay, so there was an urban legend of it before the dad, a little bit.
Yeah, but the dad.
But nothing ever happened. But dad got the idea because of it. He put poison in his kids' pixie. I mean, how of a horrible piece of
and a
crap.
neighbor's pixie stick.
Yeah, how evil of a bastard could you be?
And you let your kid pick out candy, like here, pick out your candy. The kid right then goes for the damn pixie stick, and he watches them eat it. Like, you piece of garbage.
Predictive programming, yes, maybe, or they were trying to suggest it, knowing some crazy a-hole eventually do it. He did it because he thought, well, they'll believe it because this is urban legend, right?
Yeah.
They won't notice I took out a life insurance policy on my child right before.
Oh, not at all.
Right? No, nobody's going to look and see that, right? Yeah, criminals and psychopaths are never usually smart either.
So it looks like this year they're going to celebrate it the way everybody else does. I guess they're still going to tell the joke, but maybe after this year it's going to go back to Beggars Night.
I like the idea of the joke.
I do too. I think that it's not a bad idea. It could be a silly little dad joke. They can use the same joke for every house. People are still hearing different jokes at the doors. I think that would be cute.
I'd be like, I got a joke. You have a pair of magic dice right here. They're invisible. You're going to make them visible. Open up your hand. Now take it, and then you're going to make these visible by shaking. Lower. I did that to my grandpa once. He didn't get it.
Oh, no.
I got in big trouble.
I bet.
He's sitting there going,
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Did he get it? Or did other people get it?
No, luckily he didn't. I'd probably been pretty in trouble, more trouble than I got in with my mom. More trouble would have been with him if he'd realized.
Yeah. Gone are the days of trick or treating when you got stuff like, apples or cookies or brownies or.
Well, you can't trust it.
No.
But the thing is, but no. But I'll tell you, you can't trust it. But you can't trust the Skittles or the Kit Kat or the Reese's or any of that other stuff. They're not the same anymore. They add so much. They're not just sugar and chocolate and stuff anymore. They've add so much crap to those candies. I mean, Skittles was never good from the beginning. I'll admit that. But even like your regular chocolate bars and stuff, you can't eat them.
The difference between us and the UK, it'll start out the same ingredients, but then ours continues with all the horrible corn things and these dyes. It's like their food doesn't have it. Why'd you dump all that into ours?
So like my kids are going to hand out candy probably tomorrow. My son might go for a ritual roundabout, grab candy, then he'll throw it all out. Because my wife will buy candy that's appropriate, not toxic for him. basically.
Yeah.
I hate it. We kind of ruined Halloween that way for them. But I'm sorry, that stuff is just garbage.
Yeah.
The coffee the cat pooped out. What
That's a
was that
monkey.
one coffee that I showed one to like one of the chats where I think it was a monkey that would crap
It looks
out
like a
these
cat,
certain-
kind of. But I think it's technically part of the. Or is it a marsupial? I don't know.
It's
But
a
it's like a monkey
marsupial.
cat. Yeah. But yeah, it poops out the beans. It eats the beans and poops them out, and they collect them and make coffee out of it. Gross.
Yeah,
So gross.
like-
Why would anybody ever drink? I have very rare coffee. Yeah, it's pooped out by a monkey cat thing.
My palate
Yeah, you
prefers
enjoy.
flat out monkey crap.
You spent extra money for monkey poop coffee. Good for you.
Monkey poop coffee.
I like my beans to have come out of a monkey's ass first.
I'll
I
have
get
a.
I get a San Francisco dark roast beans now that I grind down. They're pretty good.
Yeah, San Francisco beans.
Like it's a French roast, grind it down, get a big bag of that. Hopefully they're all right, and I got them for now until my wife discovers. No, you can't get it from them.
Yeah.
It's like, she'll figure it out eventually if I'm getting the wrong thing, but it's
Yeah.
definitely better than the Folgers or Maxwell House and stuff. Tastes
Well,
better, too.
yeah. Yeah, those crystals and stuff, like there's always questionable. The frozen, whatever they call it, like the
No,
freeze
don't
roasted-
drink. No. The worst is the Keurig stuff. Don't drink that either.
I don't. The worst is this that I drink every show night.
Oh, God, yes. I mean, dear God,
This
Like
will
some-
take
bull sperm,
oil off of
bull urine,
well-
whatever it is.
bull sperm.
Yeah,
Semen. I looked it up.
man, nah. That stuff, man, if I even had like a
Monster.
sip of it, I will be on the toilet for hours. That stuff, like, my body immediately wants to flush it out. I had one night where I had Jaeger bombs, and I was literally going to crap myself while my cousin was beating the crap out of somebody. It's the night before I was going to become a police officer. I've never touched anything with Red Bull in it ever again.
Huh.
My stomach instantly was like, no. And I'm in the middle of about ready to get in a fight, and I'm ready to crap myself because of the damn Red Bull.
Other people don't like the smell, but I've never heard of someone crapping over.
It was probably
Red
the
Bull.
combination of the Jaeger and the Red Bull, but I swear to God, I tried having a Red Bull once, and it did the same thing. Like, it was the Red Bull, not the Jaeger.
Red Bull makes me pee less than like other stuff though, which makes
Red
me
Bull gives me
wonder-
wings and extreme diarrhea. Watch out! It's like
gives
flying over
me-
you.
It's like it's my legal crack that I need to like actually function at times.
The only thing I allow
But,
myself
like
to
I
drink
said-
that's bad like that, and is one a day, is Coke, and it's horrible for you. Coca-Cola is horrible for you. I have an addiction. I allow myself one a day, if that. So
Monsters, I spilled it on a workbench that had like some thick old grease. You know how a workbench is, and you get like the thick, almost resin like grease on top. The monster spilled. I just took a regular rag and just kind of swiped it. It was laying there for a little bit, not too long. It was like the silver shine of the bench again. Like it ate that crap right off the bench that you couldn't scrape off. I said, uh-oh. If it's doing that to that, like what could it be doing to the inside of like my esophagus and my stomach?
see that Coke
And
Zero, that Coke Zero she's talking about. The worst thing about Coke Zero, it used to be
It's
Diet
the
Coke.
additives.
They used to call it Diet Coke. Now it's Coke Zero. Why? Because it's not going to give you diet anything. It's not going to help you in anything. It's false advertising. Now they just can label zero. What does that mean? Nothing. And what they put in it is aspartame.
Yeah,
which
and that's worse
I'm
than
highly
sugar.
get sick. I get sick if I have anything with aspartame in it. I've always gotten sick with it. It's totally poison.
That's what you use to take nail polish off with. Oh, that's acetone.
That's acetone. But aspartame was approved by Donald Rumsfeld, was a lobbyist at the time before he joined went back into the working for the government, and he lobbied to get this aspartame, even though all the studies showed that this thing was pretty much a poison we're putting in our body, a carcinogen, and it does not help you lose weight. It can actually have the opposite effect.
And then people drink more of it because they think, I'm going to have 2 Big Macs.
But
French
our
fries, and 0 Diet
FDA
Coke.
our FDA is so great that people like me are like looking to see, oh, it's got aspartame, don't want it. FDA is now letting them label it as amino sweet.
Mm.
Yeah.
So dirty, man.
Yeah, I got friends that live in different countries, and they're like, dude, they'll come here, and they're just like, your guys' whole food system is just screwed.
The only foods that I get that look good is from Canada, the UK, or down under, Australia. Shar says, Diet Coke is a great laxative for me. Yeah, if I haven't had Coke in a long time, the first time I drink it, kills the hell out of my stomach. But then, like, if I drink it for a couple days, it's not so bad. But the first time I get, like, this horrible sour stomach.
Yeah, I have it at my lunch at work. It's my one, like, caffeine boost because I have coffee in the morning. And then I have my next round of caffeine is going to be just that one Coke, and I don't have any more caffeine for the rest of the night. Only time I break that rule is on Sunday night, show night, I'll have coffee. Tonight I'm not, I'm doing tea, but on Sunday night I'll do coffee late. That's the latest I'll have caffeine that night, and I got to stop doing that too because, man, after the show I need to be going to bed. I got to be up in 5 hours or 6, and I can't go to sleep because I'm too wired. Speaking of that, I should get going to bed because I need to get up in the morning with the boys and get them ready for their Halloween costumes to take to school. So have fun. You guys gonna do Spirit Box?
Have a good time. Possibly, we'll see what happens. Possibly. I know Rob has an article. I got an article. And then we have some.
I'll let you go. So you can get through all that, and guys, have a happy Halloween.
Thank you for stopping on.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Oh, it's Halloween for you, right now?
Well, yeah, it's after midnight. It is Halloween for me.
Midnight. So happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Blessed Halloween.
Yeah, I gotta get Dean in his Darth Revan costume and Liam in his soldier costume. So, and out the door quickly tomorrow. So, all right, have a good night, guys. Happy Halloween.
All right.
Take some pictures. All right.
What do I got next? I don't know.
What do you got?
Do this one.
I have my crystal ball.
Boom. Add to stage. Entrance to the underworld discovered beneath a church in Mexico. Really filmed.
I didn't get to read it.
The ruins of an ancient city in southern Mexico have yielded evidence of a long-lost underground tunnels. Known as Place of the Dead, the city of Mitla, built by the ancient Zapotic civilization, was said to be known as Place of the Dead. It's situated atop a labyrinth of underground tunnels and caverns known as the entrance to the underworld. The precise location of these tunnels would go on to be lost in time when the city was razed by the Spanish. Razed? By the Spanish in the 16th century, and new structures were built atop its ruins. For years, archaeologists attempted to find this mysterious subterranean tunnels, but to no avail. Now, though, thanks to the advent of electrical resistivity tomography, ERT, researchers believe that they may have finally located evidence of this backdoor to hell. To find it, they scanned multiple groups of ruins for signs of subterranean cavities. Some of the tunnels and chambers extend to a considerable depth, in excess of 15 meters. In the case of the south group, they're up to 30 meters deep, as this is as far as the instruments can penetrate. One chamber under the church of San Pablo Apostle measures approximately 15 meters long by 10 meters wide. Is it possible that the tunnels, particularly those under the church group, extend further to the north, east, and south? Possibly they connect to the geophysical anomalies identified under other groups. What's particularly exciting is that these tunnels may also lead to burial chambers of ancient Zapotic kings. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Probably not. And other prominent figures of that society. Whether the treasures they were likely buried with are still there, however, remains to be seen. Let's dig them up so we can get their treasures. I always wonder when I read articles like this, like they find, these ancient people that are buried. It's like, what's the timeline to where it's considered a learning thing and not grave robbing? Exactly.
Yeah. Like what's the
where's the line there? Is it, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years?
Or they're no more resting in peace. They've already rested in peace. Oh, I might have a good answer for that in my next article, actually. About the ghosts dying after 100 years.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe that might have something to do with it. If that article's correct and ghosts do leave after 100 years. And maybe that's why we're not. I've always wondered, if you think about how much stuff dies constantly, like, every inch of this place would be like everything's haunted if you think about it. Or do some things go here, some things go there? There's all these different theories. But if they are only 100 years old, maybe that's why. I mean, maybe that could be the cutoff. Maybe that means 100 years they're no longer needing to be rested at peace. They're done with everything, and it's like open season on whatever they got.
100 years isn't really that long,
though. No, it's not. I know I've gotten ghosts that were over 100 years old, or at least they say.
Like, just think though, 100 years from now, is like anybody going to remember us at all? 100 years, hell, 50 years.
We're probably going to be reset by then.
What's that?
We're probably going to be reset for sure by 100.
Yeah. It's like I saw this thing the other day. It's like, yeah, when you die, the first couple of years, people miss you, and then after that, it's like, they're kind of over it, and in the 10 years, they kind of forgot about you, and 100 years, somebody else is living on your property that you worked your butt off to get, and blah 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 blah. Nobody's going to remember anything about you, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of depressing.
It is.
It's true,
like a legacy, and like Bezos and what's his name wanting to make that. Well, that's more to say like what happened at certain points in time, but everybody's legacy is pretty much like online now, unless they have books that somehow can get found. Like, people aren't going to be able to like dig up an old hard drive and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learn about you and stuff. So, yeah. $100 years. No one's going to give a shit yet.
Yeah. But yeah, like, only the very close remember. Yeah. I mean, hell, my dad died when I was 4. I didn't even really know him, but I still miss him like a son of a, thing I miss the most is my dog.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say, but it's the truth.
It's not weird at all. Ghosts are dying out because they only exist for 100 years, say paranormal experts, which you know what I think about the whole experts word and term, and everybody thinks they're an expert these days. Paid
And that
expert.
word has spurt in it, so.
Huh?
And that word itself just has spurt in it.
It sure does.
Spurt.
Oh dear. But everybody, it's like on TV, I'm missing that, I'm missing that. So somebody says that, and everyone's like, oh, but they're an expert. They said, so I'm an ED, with kids. Depends on like what your intention is, what somebody's intention is, and if they're getting paid or not. There's no experts in shit. There's always something to learn. In my opinion. Paranormal. Okay, so they believe ghosts are dying out. A study of 100 well-known haunted spots with reports of spirits going back hundreds of years found a dearth of recent sightings. Did I skip? No. This article gets into it. The ghosts that did interact with experts tended to tell them they'd been around 100 years or less. Maybe they're just in a spot. Brian Sterling, PhD, heads up the world's first paranormal research service with bases in the UK and US. His in-depth Project Half-Life report is based on more than a decade of paranormal analysis. More than a decade. A decade is what, 10? Is a decade 10 years?
Yeah.
When all the data was considered, it was quite a shock to think that many of our once famous ghosts could be literally dying. It was apparent that famous ghosts and once notably haunted locations were being seen less frequently, and some had not been seen in many years. I lost one time that I had at my house. Oh man, I just forgot his name too. Oh, he was there forever. And like we would talk to this thing. Oh my God. And then one day he was just gone. And it was like sad. It was weird not having it there, and it was actually sad. And I still don't know what happened to it. I had to do a cleanup because of a reason. And so I still don't know if I accidentally cleaned him out and sent him somewhere, or if he just like moved on. But I missed it. Project Half-Life suggests that sentient ghosts seem to have a limited lifespan, just like living humans. In simple terms, the second law of thermodynamics tells us that energy tends to disperse and degrade over time. But I thought energy couldn't be destroyed. I would argue that our findings show ghosts do conform to the second law of thermodynamics, as they appear to run out of energy. I've now become well known in paranormal research circles for saying you only die twice, in homage to the James Bond movies. Homage to the James Bond movies I love. One ghost who is apparently yet to die their second death is the ghost of former Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. Apparently, the wartime PM is haunting the women's loos in the historic Queen Mary, according to a ghoul hunter. So when Sir Winston Churchill is haunting the women's bathroom on the Queen Mary, singer and ghost expert Brocardi claims she saw the cigar-loving statesman stalking the hallways and lurking about the ladies' labs of the ship now docked in California. And Brocardi is something else anyway. Brocardi, who was on board for a party, said, I always experience paranormal when I least expect it. I was making my way down the long, narrow corridor towards the restrooms. With each step, the air felt thinner, and I was overcome by an intense sensation of fear. I opened the bathroom door, and it was filled with a thick mist. I felt like someone was following me. As when the door slammed behind me, it slammed twice like someone followed me in. She added, then I saw the full apparition of a heavy-set man with a cigar. He looked exactly like Winston Churchill. I darted out the bathroom door like a flash of lightning. It was the quickest bathroom visit I've ever made. So I don't know how he went from Ghost being 100 years old to Winston Churchill getting his jollies in Queen Mary's bathroom, but I don't know about that. I think ghosts and why people hang around and why some don't and why certain people go certain places. I think everything has a different purpose and reason, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think
But
there's a shelf life?
I don't know. You know, I've wondered about that.
Like, I get not having energy, and I've always been one to say talking about spirit helps like keep them alive, which I always thought was funny because spirit's going to live, but talking about them seems to keep them alive. Like, it keeps them like around, it keeps their memory fresh, and I feel like their presences are more frequent than like when you don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps and that gives energy to them, if that's why some negatives feed off of you when you're sick, or if you're an alcoholic, things like that, because they need that energy from you so they could like keep extending their lives, maybe. I mean, who knows? Who knows these answers?
Yeah.
But it's another theory, another
Yeah.
way to think about things. Something I hadn't really thought that in depth about that way.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, I've been in places where I felt spirit presences that were definitely more than 100 years old. You know, whether it's Indians or Spanish, soldiers or Civil War, whatever, from different places. So who knows? I mean, do some of them, get a ticket? It's like, can I punch my ticket now? I've been here 100 years. Can I move on? And then maybe others are like, hey, I'm good for another 100. I like it here.
And maybe that's part of the next learning stage. Like, we don't know really like what our souls do, how we recycle back into the universe, our consciousness and everything. We're part of the stars. We're part of this. We're part of the universe. We're all one.
Yeah.
So maybe we, first, if we believe what people say, that we've actually signed on to come to Earth and live in our body, that we're contracted for this, or if we've come back because we haven't learned our lessons, if we're here to be like messengers, if we're here to learn certain lessons, then we have to move on into the next stage. And we're meeting certain people now because we're going to need those people in the next part, and then maybe after that part, like, we just keep sending different things and recycle back. Who knows? Life is weird as hell. Rob.
It could be, I don't know. It's hard to get, like, the more I think about it, the more questions I have.
Yeah. Are you out? Oh, Christina's here.
Had to fight to get that article to come up.
Oh, there you go.
Psychic looking for man's missing daughter finds human remains. Well, not special. They just found some human remains here the other day.
They just got a body in a dumpster a few miles away.
Oh, they found this one buried down the road a ways from here. The psychic discovered skeletal remains. Huh?
From where you are?
Yeah. The psychic discovered the skeletal remains of a person behind a bowling alley, but there's a twist in the story. There is a great deal of controversy surrounding the idea that psychics can be used to locate missing people, with one side of the fence arguing that they may have a genuine role to play in investigations, and the other insisting that psychic abilities don't really actually exist. Sometimes, though, psychics actually do find the unfindable. And that was the case recently when a psychic who had been tasked with locating a man's missing daughter found actual human remains behind a bowling alley roughly 70 miles from Portland, Maine. 17-year-old Kim Moreau disappeared without a trace all the way back in 1986. And her father, Richard Dick Moreau, hoped that a psychic might be able to determine her whereabouts. During the session, however, the psychic found something that neither one of them had expected. The psychic had a very strong feeling that there was something up there, Moreau told him, but she wasn't sure what it was. Then, in about 10 minutes, she turned around, she came back down, and said, "Dick, you've got to go up here now." Incredibly, she had found human bones just a block or so away from the family's home. In an excruciating twist, however, the police came to retrieve the bones. It was determined that they belonged to a male, meaning that this wasn't Moreau's long-lost daughter. It was a disappointment in some ways, he said, but we got to remember and look at it from our point of view. One of the families, we're one of the families that has a missing loved one. We still have a family, and whoever this is, maybe they'll get closure now. So it isn't us, but one of these times it's got to be. Good God, who wrote this article?
It's all AI, man.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
You wondering here writing it, typing it. But yeah, I don't know. I know people think sometimes psychics are just full of crap. But there have been psychics that have found missing people or have found remains of missing people. And,
I brought some people to a spot where there was remains. It wasn't, after testing, it wasn't the actual people we were looking for, but it was remains.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
more and more police departments are starting to use reputable people who, can prove certain things. They might know an officer, and they've been able to help, and it's not becoming as uncommon. Like, they're not going to pick any quack off the street, but they're going to, a lot more people are being more open to tips from people who's, saw it in different ways.
Yeah.
Oh, the boat. please.
Please, please.
It's all because of this horrible weather. Like the last 2 years, the cats never had them. Never had them. And now it's just... So this was an extra I threw in because this is my culture here.
That's some mighty big pumpkins you have there.
Mm-hmm. This is in Half Moon Bay. I grew up in Moss Beach, right between Half Moon Bay and Pacifica, which Pacifica is right before San Francisco. Bless you. And you go up the slide to go that way. But are you gonna throw up here? My aunt had her like beauty shop on Main Street there. Half Moon Bay is a very special place, and the pumpkin festival there is very, very special. Poor Boots. Just playing my cough a hairball up. So every year they have, this is where I would go and get like my favorite little. Sorry, Boots. Yeah, no, you're yakking and everything. All the dust flying. Like my glass pumpkins, they have all the different vendors and stuff out there, and Jeff and I go. I've been collecting them a long time, and they have really fun stuff in the big pumpkin patches everywhere. But they also that's where they weigh in the biggest pumpkins. A horticulture teacher wins pumpkin weighing contest with gigantic gourd. I had to work for this one. And it's funny because they always are just like, And I always wonder like what they do with all that pumpkin after. Half Moon Bay, California, a Minnesota horticulture teacher remained the reigning champion Monday. That's another cat kicking a flea. His legs hitting the wall. Now he's sneezing. The stuff they're spraying the eye in the air. All of our eyes are screwy. Annual pumpkin weighing contest in Northern California, where his massive gourds have won the top prize 4 years in a row. Travis of Minnesota beat his closest competitor by 6 pounds to clinch the victory at the 51st World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay, south of San Francisco. His winning gourd came in at 2,471 pounds. I should have had you guys guess first. Falling short of the world record he set last year with a pumpkin weighing 2,749 pounds. So that was like 300 or 400 more pounds last year. He's 44, said that he's done as he has done in the past. He focused on having healthy soil and well-fed plants, but that a cold fall with record-breaking rain likely impacted his pumpkin's growth. Same with why we have all the damn fleas and everything else is all screwy. But we've had really, really tough weather. Somehow I kept on working. He said I had to work for this one. And we got it done at the end, but it wasn't by much. Him and his family drove the gargantuan gourd for 35 hours to California. That's why this is such a big deal. It's not just for like a local. This is like the place for the pumpkin championship. He said the giant pumpkin's next stop will be in Southern California, where a team of professional carvers will do a 3D carve on it at a Halloween event. That'll be cool. I want to see it. He's got quite a winning streak. At the same contest last year, he nabbed the world's Guinness World Record for the heaviest pumpkin, with the previously mentioned orange orb that topped out at a whopping 2,749 pounds. Beating the besting, I think they mean beating the old record of 2,702 pounds and 13.9 ounces for a pumpkin grown by Stefano from Rota in Italy. Wow.
Jeez.
That dude's entry was the first ever giant gourd to surpass the 2,700 pound mark, according to Guinness. Meanwhile, also last year, a pumpkin grown in upstate New York tipped the scales at 2,554 pounds, setting a state and U.S. record. His entry broke the previous national record of 2,528 pounds. So these are pretty big pumpkins.
Yeah, they are.
So I wonder, that guy must have had to get like a flatbed and strap that baby down.
Yeah, really. That's one big ass pumpkin.
Big old pumpkin. Pumpkin chunking. What if they, oh my gosh, could they chunk? How many pumpkins could they chunk? Could they chunk that pumpkin on some serious, like, construction grade, military grade, like the catapult? The catapult, I have an article where they want to just say, screw sending them up on rockets. They just want to catapult the satellites right into the sky. I didn't do that story, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, it's this huge catapult. I'm giving it away now. And they want to just catapult the satellites in the sky. It's big, round, looks like an Apple type, device. And it's got a big, long, like diving board thing to fling them right out into space. Could you put the pumpkin on it? They practiced with some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like to have a catapult that big. You could chunk some pumpkins. How many people got pumpkins this year? I didn't get this is my second year I didn't buy a pumpkin.
Yeah, me either. I was going to get one for Nora tonight, but I didn't have enough money on me.
Yeah.
And the last couple of times I got pumpkins, like I would get a pumpkin, and carve it, and it would be good for like a month, 3 weeks, The last couple of pumpkins that I carved, they were like going rotten in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Sagging and just,
It's like, why is it already got like the hair in it, and why is it already like squishing inwards?
Yeah.
I didn't have the money last year, and again, I could have got them ahead of time, but I had other things I had to get, like take care of my babies. Some years I get all sorts of pumpkins. I'll get all sorts of little gourds, have all sorts of stuff. Hasn't been like that for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Our apple tree first year did not grow apples, so I'm not doing any apple carvings.
Yeah, I saw some pretty wicked pumpkin carvings on the internet today. Who knows if they were real ones or AI carved pumpkins. But well, I got this here.
Yay!
This week's crystal of the week is Hackmanite. What is Hackmanite? It's a rare sulfur, chloric, sodium, aluminum silicate, member of the sodalite family. It crystallizes in the form of masses, cubic, and octahedral formations. This is one of the very few minerals that is a tenebrescence, changes color when exposed to sunlight, as well as UV reflective. It can be seen in a variety of colors such as gray, green, yellow, violet, pink, and blue, but most commonly found in a dusty white. Hackmanite was first discovered in Greenland by L.H. Borgstrom in 1901. He named it after the famed Finnish geologist Victor Axel Hackman. Important deposits of Hackmanite are located in Afghanistan, Myanmar, Canada, Norway, and Russia. Some of the meaning and energy with Hackmanite. It helps grant one's access to their crown chakra while enhancing their mental capabilities. One will be able to see through the strength that the human mind possesses, which can lend them to the gateway of higher knowledge. This elevated knowledge is from celestial beings in addition to one's own spirit guides and guardian angels. The messages you may receive may be bleak and confusing, but working with Hackmanite will help you learn the language of the gods. This special mineral helps one not only decode the imagery within their own visions, but also the symbolism in one's nightly dreams. These are signs pointing you in the direction that your soul desires. By nature, humans are caught up in daily distractions, which only push one further away from achieving their dreams. However, Hackmanite works to help one prioritize what's most important to them and how they should go about achieving it. The stone, as a means for one's personal growth and spirit evolution, is a good one, and you will begin to know the power of Hackmanite and its energies as they continue to work with the stone. Just as this stone reveals hidden colors when exposed to special light, it will also do the same to you. Hackmanite is your special light that helps peel back your layers and reveals the beauty of your mind and soul. This mineral also enhances all communication abilities and helps one easily discuss what's on their mind. Hackmanite naturally provides a special connection between your mind and throat. This connection pushes one to become expressive and vocal in their personal ideas, feelings, and desires. So embrace your thoughts and don't be afraid to share them. Let the world hear the real you as you begin to inspire the ones around you with some Hackmanite. There you go. There you have it. This week's Crystal of the Week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one. There you go. A little bit of Hackmanite.
I don't have any of that. I want to name a crystal. Wait, how you say it? She says, I want to name a crystal with fists. I'm assuming this is probably something kind of. Is this koi? Am I missing it? WTF, what the fuck is it? What the fuck is it? Manite. What the fuck is it, manite? Guess what, Rob?
What?
Guess what didn't happen? Don't say it, though.
Oh, I know.
See, it worked.
It's got 9 more minutes, though. You know, it could just.
No, Robert. Where'd you go? That's how you undo my work with the universe. We will not have any problems for the last 9 minutes. So noted to be. Whoa, at first I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, huh? Robin very much looks creepy. He is a witch doctor. He's going to make a potion. I called the witch doctor. He told me what to do.
Bada bing
And
dong.
he
Ding.
said, ooh ee, ooh ah, ting ting, wah wah the big bang. Ooh ee, ooh ah, ting ting, wah wah the big bang.
Yeah, there's some Hagmanite. Raw, UV, reactive, Afghanite. Hackmanite, Afghanite. That's not really what I'm looking at. What am I looking at?
It was called.
That's pretty psychedelic looking stuff.
It pretty much is. Ooh. I like the palm stones like that, like way better than those pieces. See,
Yeah.
I could do a palm stone. How much do one of those go?
19.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
How big is it? I mean, the little ones like this, like sometimes, they're kind of little. Oh wait, where do we go? Or at the bottom? No, not me. But like sometimes they're little. Rah. But
I got little stones.
and then sometimes they're big, like I got lucky with my big healing stone. But I'd be happy with $19 for that if it glows like that. Like my leopard stone, my dog stone, whatever. It's like a little one. Just so it fits in the hand. All these, I've been sleeping. Oh my gosh. So like I've been trying to balance myself out. This whole thing of rock, all these rocks in my bra at night. Like before I lay down, I pack them in. And then, sorry, Moose. And then I go get, oh, jeez. Oh, day, baby.
Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise.
And then I sleep with this one around my neck. This is from the Pyramid Collection. Wiccan site. This quartz power necklace. So I got all this, stones all over my touching into my skin, and then the power necklace around me. And then, I have my rings with certain ones on. Then I have all my little rings, my power rings that I made out of resin. They're like little spell jars, kind of, but in resin rings. And they're all for different things, like to keep nightmares away, to keep your heart balanced. Like they all have different reasons. And they all are like chock full of like really good stones. So I believe in like pressure points in your fingers. So, and even though they slide, I'm able to sleep like without them falling off. So at night I have all these rocks on me, the crystals, all these things on my fingers.
Yeah.
In the morning I gotta like shake the bed out, look for rocks, look for rings. Before I get up, I have to be careful not to bend over and drop my rocks out. I'm serious, man.
I'm a rocker, dude.
I am like, I need just to like live on a vein, like a tanning bed type thing that opens up and it's like a quartz vein or an amethyst vein, and make it a bed. That's what I loved about going out, like where I go out in gold country fishing and rock hounding, because you get to go out there and on the mountainsides, especially by like the open pit mine, there'll be huge quartz veins in the mountainside, and you're right by the stream, and you just lay down on a quartz vein, and the sun hits you, and it is just so relaxing. I just picture my whole body like getting charged through the sun, like on that plate, that vein.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's a cool looking piece for $148. That would be cool looking.
Better be cool looking. Pink quartz. Oh, rose quartz.
Oh.
Like you found rose quartz somewhere? Oh, in Azariana. You've got a Shiva stone. Oh, I have a celestite over here. I don't have it under my pillow. Yes, I think they're kind of spelled the same way. But a Shiva stone, interesting.
Shiva Lingam.
Mm-hmm.
A Shiva Lingam, or just a Shiva stone?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the other one that you said.
You got magic mushrooms.
Oh, they do.
How much is Hack Night worth? Beads or cabochons from Afghanistan, Greenland, or Maine are typically $5 to $50 per carat.
Ooh. That's not too bad then, depending probably on the clarity and the inclusions and all that. But per carat, I mean, that is kind of pricey. Depending what you're getting. The palm stones still look like a good deal. Like, I want to find that link, because are they toxic at all?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know where they're at now. Jim Rock Auctions. Hackmanite for sale. Join the tribe or don't.
I have a pretty cool little tiny collection of UV colors for my Eupolite and my ruby kyanite. They'll have like different colors. And then the pebble stone, that's a different color. That's like the fluorescent yellow green. The light's orange, and the kyanite, the ruby kyanite's a magenta.
Yeah, it's a trip. The stuff looks like that.
Yeah.
Just looks like a rock, you know. It's not that pretty, and then you hit it with UV, and next thing it looks like that.
Yeah.
Etsy, Betsy Hack. Well, it's actually officially 2:02 a.m. here, and I'm gonna go to bed because I got to get up at the ass crack of dawn. So everybody have a good Halloween. Anybody going to any crazy Halloween parties tomorrow night or anything? Halloween parties, salmon parties.
Are you playing any gigs?
Nope. We were supposed to, but not now. Got another gig we're supposed to be playing this fall festival, and they're actually going to pay us pretty good. But I said, so are we playing? This is going to be on a stage. We got cover, a tent, you know. Oh no, there's nothing. I'm like, well, what do you mean nothing? Well, it's just a big grass field. So there's not going to be a stage. It's just in the grass. Like, you want me to put thousands of dollars worth of musical equipment?
Wow, just right on the grass.
Yeah. It's like, we got to have some requirements met.
Yeah. Wait, let's think about this here.
Yeah. Oh, well, we didn't really think about that. Well,
yeah, we do.
You got a week or two. Start thinking.
Yeah. That would be horror.
I'm like, we're out in the grass field. What are we going to do for electricity? I mean, have they thought about anything? Hey, I just want to have a band play. I'll bring my generator and we'll run it, and it'll be louder than us.
Oh my goodness, no. They're going to run like one extension cord from God knows where.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
I mean,
far is the building?
Y'all hadn't done this before, have you?
But they had a good idea. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
Let's have a music fest back here on Coachella.
Interesting. Anyways. Yeah. Solar generator, exactly. Well, y'all have a good Halloween. Dress up.
Yes, a safe Halloween.
You know, stuff mailboxes full of clover and stick an M80 in them, blow them up. You know, toilet paper people's houses. Whatever you do on Halloween.
Yeah, whatever gets your rocks off on the day of. Maybe if you do some sessions.
The veil of Quinn.
Yeah, look out for those dreams, and especially visitation dreams right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch y'all cats later. Thanks for hanging out with us again, as always. And we'll see you next time on Weird Wednesday. Good night. Sleep tight.
Have good night and spooky dreams.